Well, welcome to the ranch, as Hired Trails. I'm Ross McGinnis. We're involved, as you can see, with horses, my wife and I and our family. We really started working with kids, high-risk kids, and high-risk horses in 1976. Our first foster daughter came to be with us, and then through the work in the police department and commanding the organized crime division, and got intrusive horses here. We ended up going to 13 funerals of kids from the street in a very short time span. And it was our feeling that at that time that we really had to do something. And so we started working directly with street kids, high-risk kids involved in drugs and prostitution, victims of pornography. And that just evolved over the years to what we have today. We have 36 horses, all from rescue backgrounds, behavioral challenges and health issues. And we match them up both with kids and now with a lot of adults. And we are able to reflect what God is doing in our lives and what God's doing in the horses' lives and what God is now doing with the families and the kids and the people that have the opportunity to come here. One incident that really comes to mind is we had an older, what they call an off-track thoroughbred, a fellow by the name of Murphy. And he had been pin-fired all down his front legs, which is a dubious procedure at best, but it caused the horse to be very fearful of humans, and he was a tough horse to work with. We had this young gal that we were working in the round pen, and I had her kneeling down in front of the horse, and I was moving her hands along those old scars, telling the story of Murphy and the hurts that he had had. She broke down, she just started crying. And I said, "Look up." And she looked up, and here the horse, tears were pouring out of the horse's eyes. And if somebody else had told me that, I would have called them a liar, because horses don't cry that way. But Murphy did. And it just opened her heart, it opened her soul. She was able to reveal then some horrific abuse background. She's gone on now and has been able to deal with it. Wonderful young lady. She's now in university. We're just so proud of her. This is my buddy. This is Caddy. He's our herd enforcer. If he was human, he'd be a street kid from Forest Lawn. He handles everything in the herd, and he came to us because he was too dangerous to be around. And he has been with us now for 12 years. He is a show-off, right? No? Okay, give me a smile anyway. God, give me a smile. That's it, shame on you. That's it.
We've had kids riding him, our grandson rides him.
He does everything. He keeps the herd really steady and stable. If there's anything going on in the herd, he comes and lets us know what's happening.
Really, God gives us an example in every single one of the horses that are here that we can use when we're talking to somebody else.
This guy up here, he's 23 years old. His pasture mate, that's the chestnut there, his pasture mate of 20 years died, and he just went into a fit, and he injured himself trying to break through fences to get to other herds because they're such a social animal. And
it's amazing.
We brought him here.
Yeah, and it's amazing because you can share that story because other people, we have people disappear in our lives or die or go away, and they can understand, they can empathize with what's going on with the horse. 20 years with somebody and all of a sudden they're gone and you have no companionship. It's a very natural lesson that God provides to share.
Destructiveness of reputation, whereas this guy had a reputation. Nobody could be around him. He was just too dangerous. Yeah, so we're really worried about when he gets in close like this. Not.
Try and hear what God is saying to us. Sometimes we don't always know for sure, but we step out in faith. And if He's suggesting to me that I do something, we work with kids. I'll go and work with kids. If He says we need to meet with an individual, we'll meet with an individual. If He says this group needs you, we meet with them. So wherever He draws you, go. He's going to lead you. He's going to stop you if it's not the direction that He wants you to go in. But it's being open and understanding that He is there. He's talking, and we just have to sometimes be
And I
quiet
think
and
also
listen.
to work with what you've got.
Yes.
You know, we're not fancy. We're certainly not fancy. And all of the horses, like our vet said, Ross, you don't have any pretty horses anymore because they're all scarred. But you know,
So are we. Yeah. People come along and share ideas that seem to just match with what's going on right now in our lives. And then I read in my sermon notes from last year, it says, God says, keep on going till I tell you to stop. So that's what we do. If He leads us down a path, that's
So
the
we
way
started
we go.
with 6 horses, now we end up with 36.
6 horses. Yes.
We don't know when He's going to tell us to stop. Enough.
God's way of helping us touch people, and that's awesome to me.